Gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory. Yesterday I decided not to wait till 6 o'clock. Brilliant decision. And of course EA released a Flashback Carlos Tevez. Something that if you'd asked me before 6 o'clock would I be interested in, I would have said probably not. But if you look at the stats of the card, we've already got a review out, so those of you who've seen the review know exactly what's coming next. But if you look at the card, you can really not find that much wrong with it at all. So I decided to build teams to match what I thought would be worth giving up. I didn't have to buy a single player in both this and the second part of the SBC, and I decided, you know what, it's worth it. It is, because A, I didn't have to spend a penny to get it, and if you are spending money in order to get this, you're looking at between 150 and 200,000 coins. About 170, 180,000 is roughly where you'd have to spend in order to get it without, if you didn't have any of the players. Now, I know I'm giving up a 90 Oblak there. I'm also giving up an 86 Boateng, amongst others. They're all untradeable, the high-rated cards, and they don't necessarily have a significance for me unless it was this. Now, I am a little bit skeptical as to why they've dropped such a card now. You know, like this is a Foot Champs game as well, by the way. Carlos Tevez is not in the starting 11 for this one. It's the team as you know it, and Tevez is on the bench. And unfortunately for Tevez, he didn't really get a chance to get on the pitch. But anyway, I'm a little bit skeptical as to why they've dropped it. Now, one of the reasons why I think they could have dropped it is because obviously they know people were upset with the way Footmas went. The promo wasn't exactly fantastic. In fact, it was very, very average, and they kind of stopped it before it got started, really, unfortunately. And it just didn't wow anybody. A lot of people were underwhelmed by it, and a lot of people got annoyed by it. And in fact, a lot of people have stopped playing the game and said that that was the tip of the iceberg, which I can kind of understand to a certain extent. But with that being said, that's one reason. So it's kind of like a, you know, we are listening. We understand that was bad. Here's the start of something decent. I don't think EA have got that in mind, though. I don't think that was the reason why. I think there could be something Team of the Year related coming in the next few days, because Team of the Year is starting in 2 days, which is a little bit sooner than a lot had anticipated. And again, I think that's down to the fact that that we've had such a bad Footmas promo. They know people have stopped playing. They know people are annoyed. So what they've done is, I think they've made something up that they weren't going to do with Team of the Year nominations. Don't think they were going to bother doing that, but I think they're going to give us something decent with regards to that, or what they think is decent. And I think we could get ourselves an SBC. So they gave us Tevez to make it sort of a very appealing card that everyone would want to plow all their high-rated players into. They made it affordable, but you would have to submit sort of semi-high-rated players. And of course, they've made it desirable, so everyone wants to do it. I've done it. I fell for it 3 times across 3 different accounts. But yeah, I think it's worthwhile doing. But I think that could be the start of something from EA. I think there could be something Team of the Year SBC related coming. Don't take my word for it. That's just a guess. But I've got a feeling that they wanted to get a lot of high-rated cards off the market before they drop this, so then they get your coins. Now, for a game, not Foot Champs, just Rivals, I put Tevez into this team. Just out of interest. I mean, I was also doing the review, but just out of interest before I went back to the team I was using to review the card amongst a different account to try and get some rival points, I decided to throw him into this team instead of Fabinho, use a 4-3-2-1, so we have Gerrard as a designated CDM, Bergkamp and Jari Litmanen are in CM positions. I tell you why, it worked, and I can't really judge it too well because I only played 1 game with this team, with Tevez instead of Fabinho, because I didn't really want to waste fitness contracts and the like, and I wanted Tevez in the other team that I was reviewing. But it worked, and like I said, I can't judge it because the team I'm playing against may have not been, he may not have been a good player. He felt like he was a decent player. We were all over him in the early stages of this game. First 5-6 minutes, he couldn't get the ball off me at all, and we managed to score with Carlos Tevez in the striker position. He impressed me greatly there, to be honest, in that sort of role. And then it wasn't that long before Jari Litmanen was back on the case, held up the ball well. Sanchez did exceptionally well, and Dennis Bergkamp on the edge keeper didn't even move. And that was the end of it. The guy quit within 9 minutes. So I don't really think you can read too much into that. But having said that, bringing him on as a sub is definitely a viable option. I tell you what, he saved my bacon twice. 2 games coming up and 2 goals from Tevez that essentially saved the day. One of them in particular, I'm going to show you like 12 replays of it. I couldn't believe it. I genuinely couldn't believe it went in. Anyway, first top comment is, can you explain your intro? Basically, I wanted something that wasn't me speaking, because for the last 2 or 3 years I've had like a coin sponsor, still have, but at the beginning it's like normally 10 seconds of me going, go here, get your cheap blah blah blah, link down below. But this year I wanted to mention them without speaking about them, and I wanted something else. So I thought, well, John Onarisa's goal against Manchester United, the free kick years and years and years ago, one of the best goals you will ever see, whether you're a Man United fan or not, and take it out of the game. Doesn't matter who the teams were, that is a fantastic goal, and the commentary is awesome to go with it. So I used the commentary, I took an animation of, I think it's Pavard scoring in the World Cup, but it's very similar to the Risa goal, and I just pieced them together, put a few things over the top of it, job done. It's a lot shorter. It's not me talking. It's a little bit interesting to watch as opposed to me just saying, go here, get your coins, blah, blah, blah. Ronan Morgan says, going to do the Tevez flashback? Yeah. By the way, I did that because I wanted to review it. Normally what I would do is have it all ready, submit it live, get it tried out live. But I wanted to do it last night because I wanted it ready, A, to start Weekend League because I know I want him as a sub, and B, because I wanted to review it, and it would just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Right. Now, Ki-Za, I think is how you say his name, he says, you should get a better striker instead of Ronaldinho, because when you will get him, you won't have a better team. You can get Prime Icon, Owen or Lineker or someone else for a lot less that would be better than Ronaldinho. You then have more coins to upgrade your team. I think it's realistic to get a better player rather than get a crappy version of Ronaldinho. And whereas I 100% respect your comment and the 13 people who have who've thumbed that up, and someone underneath says he says a lot of harsh things, but then he says Prime Owen and Lineker are both bad. Well, I actually like Prime Owen. I haven't used Lineker, but I like Prime Owen. But that's not the point. I don't care about having a good team, necessarily. I want an enjoyable team. So, for instance, if I wanted a good team or a better team, I would sell Gerrard and get anyone, Kante, and I would sell Litmanen and I would get, again, another player who is a lot cheaper and better, because both of those are glorified cards. They're not necessarily great or that good, really. They're just Gerrard and Yari Litmanen. I've got the best version of Litmanen, sure, and he is a good card, but there are better cards out there for a lot less money. But the reason I'm doing this is because I get a lot of enjoyment out of using those players. So whether I get the baby Ronaldinho, or whether I get the 94 left wing Ronaldinho, or whether they release a 50 bronze rated Ronaldinho that I can bring on as a super sub just for a laugh and just for the sake of using Ronaldinho, that's what I want to do. I know I could get better players, I know I could have a better team, but I really want to use Ronaldinho. Dennis Bergkamp on this game is decent, but there are far better players out there. You could get so many different players out there that are better than Dennis Bergkamp, or even of similar quality for about, I don't know, he costs, 700, 800,000 coins. You could get much better players for less than 100k, but Dennis Bergkamp is Dennis Bergkamp at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not in it to win it necessarily. I'm in it to enjoy it. Tevez was a no-brainer. Had to do it. Great on paper. I actually quite liked him in real life. He was a decent little player. Still is, I suppose. Maybe not so much now because he doesn't really play in a quote-unquote respectable league. But you know what I mean. Missed a penalty for me there. I wasn't blaming him. I was blaming myself. I played absolutely atrociously in this game. But this moment right here, this, I think, already has put Carlos Tevez in the Hall of Fame. Ball is played out to the wide left here. Look at the minute on the clock, by the way. We are into the final few seconds of extra time. I thought we're going into penalties again. Mertens does some step overs, sends the defender flying. Carlos Tevez rises like a salmon and scores an absolute peach. Now, I never score bicycle kicks, and you may say they're overpowered, but if you look at comments after comments in videos of people, like, you get on Twitter when people post those images of, I can't believe I lost this game, blah, blah, blah. people will always bang on about how they've nerfed bicycle kicks and things like that, so shots just don't go in. And now I've scored that, people are like, calm down, bicycle kicks are overpowered. I know it's coming, but it doesn't matter. That, for me, was a fantastic goal, 122nd minute, and it won us the game. I don't know whether I deserved to win it, if I'm honest. It was very, very even. I think penalties may have been a fair way to decide it, although maybe not so much, because I've missed a penalty in that one, but I feel like I'm very good at saving penalties, so I feel like maybe that would have been a bit of a disadvantage to my opponent. But then again, who knows? He could have been great as well. I don't know, but either way, I do know that we have 3 wins from 3 matches. So 3 wins from 3 games with this team in particular is actually very good, which kind of brings me to this question right here, right, from Ki Za. And he says, you should get a better striker instead of Ronaldinho, because when you will get him, your team won't be any better. You could get Prime Icon Owen or Lineker or someone like that, and they are much, much cheaper, and you could use the extra coins to upgrade someone like Alexandro or indeed Fabinho. I think it's realistic to get a better player rather than get a crappy version of Ronaldinho. That's got a lot of thumbs up, and I appreciate the comment. I appreciate every single one of you taking the time out to read the comments and agree or disagree with them. There's a couple of healthy discussions going on. Only a couple of people have gone after people aggressively, which I don't necessarily agree with. You know, just talk it out, lads. Talk it out. So, with that, I think the reason I'm playing FIFA right now is to enjoy myself. Okay, it's my job, I've got to play it, but I want to enjoy myself while playing it, because just grinding the games with the team we had last time, before we went into this, we had Ronaldo, we had Dybala, we had Aguero, we had Firmino, we had Fabinho, we had a load of meta players. And they weren't necessarily players that I want to use. They were players that I thought I kind of had to use. You know, they fit around Ronaldo. It was a good, high-rated team. They had the stats to sort of fit the game. That's what meta means. And I was using it, and I wasn't really enjoying it. Every time Ronaldo got on the ball, yeah, fine. But apart from that, it wasn't the best. It was just sort of going through the motion. Now, though, I go into a game, I've got Gerrard on the edge of the area, and I let rip, and I literally shout Gerrard. I've got Jari Litmanen and Bergkamp, the 2 most composed players in the world ever, on the field, and I play with them as if they are, you know, I'm watching the game in real life, and it's so much fun. I don't like Mahrez in real life from what I've seen in interviews, but in FIFA in general, I like him. He's got a very good left foot, he's got 5-star skills, he's quick, he's enjoyable. Alexis Sanchez, I knew I liked his normal card. Again, I don't really like him in real life, I don't like Man United, but in game he's fun. Fabinho's a Liverpool player, and he's great in game, and the defence I really like. So it's an enjoyable team. Yes, Ronaldinho's baby card isn't great, and if you'd asked me 2 months ago to get him, or will you ever get him, I would have gone, no, not the baby, because it's not good enough, it's trash, he's not quick enough, he's not this, he's not that. But I'm not looking to win every game. I go into every game hoping to win, but I'm not expecting to win, and I'm not building a team to get me into elite or into the top 100 or anything. I'm building a team to go into a game to have fun with. And if Ronaldinho is a player that I enjoy in real life watching, and a player that I enjoy playing with in FIFA, then I don't care if it's a 50 rated bronze, his parents' anniversary version or something. I don't care. I want to use Ronaldinho in the team. I'm trying not to be as arsey as I can there, because I like I said, I do appreciate the comment, and I appreciate where people are coming from, because like I said, 2 months ago, I would have been in the same boat. I would have been like, no, there's no way I'm buying Ronaldinho. I tried my best to get Tevez into a team yesterday, and I couldn't really do it without making some severe sacrifices. Alejandro Gomez in form did come into it at some point. I got Dybala back in. There were definitely some options there. If you take out Mahrez and Alexis Sanchez and go into I think it's a 4-2-3-1 narrow, you can actually get Tevez, Gomez, Dybala, and it works really well, and it looks like a lot of fun to use. But, and you could put Dybala left, you could put Gomez right, you could have Tevez up front, you could have Litmanen as the cam, and I would still have a lot more money left over to be able to do whatever I want, because I could sell Bergkamp. Gomez is nothing. Dybala isn't that much either. I could get both of those for the sale of Alexis Sanchez and still have the 1 point whatever it is left over. But no, I enjoy this right now. It's a fun team to use. And I say that, I am actually really intrigued by what I've just said, because I didn't think of that. That's what I had originally. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, That's not bad, is it? You know, if I could get Ronaldinho in there, okay, granted he'd have to go as the left wing, or maybe he goes as the striker, Tevez goes as the left wing. I'm making a compromise there, but there is a way to not make a compromise, and it's all thanks to that comment, actually, for suggesting this Alejandro Gomez card, because that's not a player that I'd actually thought about using, to be honest. So if I did that, and then here I got who is it? Dybala. This is really, really interesting to me. Okay, that is Dybala. What am I doing? And I did that. Okay, that doesn't work because of icons. That doesn't work. Okay, well, chemistry-wise, there's a bit of a teething issue with regards to Alejandro Gomez. There you go, done. So, okay, again, Fabinho doesn't have full chem. There's probably a way to rectify it somehow, and I will sort that out in time. But that's an option, and it would be a case of Tevez, the striker, Dybala right, Alejandro Gomez left, Littman and Cam, and then Fabinho and Gerrard CDMs, and that would actually excite me. I know I love Dybala, Tevez is great, and I really like that Alejandro Gomez card. The issue I have there is there's not an awful lot of height. With Mahrez, he's tall-ish. With Sanchez, okay, he's not so much tall, but yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted by that. I'm not gonna lie, because I could sell Sanchez, and it would fund that instantly. To be honest, I could buy it now. I have coins, but Sanchez would fund that himself, more or less. I don't know how much he goes for these days. This version. Oh, is he back up? Oh yeah, get in. I haven't sold my one on my main account. He's back up to 130. Someone's transferring coins. I don't mind that I have to pay 130 because I genuinely think he's worth that. Bit of a shame because I could have spent 80 and got him the other day. But I have him on my main account, so I'm not going to lose as much money. That's why I got excited. Dybala is, what, 240-ish? So all in all, we're probably looking at about 380k. So I could sell Alexis Sanchez. He's actually dipped a lot because people are panic selling for Team of the Year. So I could actually sell him for about 250, 260, add the money, get this, and that could be... I mean, I'd have to sort out this Fabinho situation, of course, but that's an option for sure. Definitely an option. And then we'd have Mahrez as a super sub, and we'd have a lot of coins. In fact, we could keep Bergkamp for the time being and bring him on as a sub, because we wouldn't need the coins, and I'd actually enjoy... Do you know what? I'm tempted to do that. I really am. And we could keep ploughing on for Ronaldinho and eventually get Ronaldinho in there. And Ronaldinho could go as... We could move Tevez to the left. I don't know. We could get Ronaldinho in there somehow instead of Alejandro Gomez or Tevez himself. And then Tevez could go as a super sub. Gomez could go as a super sub. I don't know. Maybe even send Littman. Littman could drop to the bench. We could bring Littman on every now and again instead of Ronaldinho. Options everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I'm tempted by it, though I really am. I mean, to be fair, we could maybe go and get we could maybe knock Ronaldinho on the head for the time being, and we could go and get ourselves a icon CDM. We could go and get ourselves like a really big boy as well, because we'd have a lot of money. We'd have about a mil at least, so we could go and get someone really good there instead of Fabinho. Or we could upgrade the Fabinho. You know, there's loads of options there. What do I do? Do I go for this? Because that Tevez card has literally thrown a spanner in my works. Do I build this and play with this? Which I'm very tempted to do. I'm not going to lie to you. Very, very tempted. Do I go for that? Or do I keep Tevez as a super sub and go for Ronaldinho? Answers on a postcard, I guess, because there are so many options there. Ronaldinho would literally be instead of Bergkamp at this stage, and then Tevez would just be a super sub. And then we'd have to use probably a standard Alexis Sanchez or Balde Diao or something like that that we have in the club already for the time being, and then build up on it. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Let me know, because that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about it, hadn't tried to build it with Alejandro Gomez. For some reason, it just didn't enter my head that he would be an option. I forgot he existed for the time being. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. I'd be really interested to know what you guys think. I'm going to play the remainder of the weekend league, I think, with this team, But if you guys think that that could be a good thing to do, then yeah, you need to let me know, and I will try my best to see if that works. Because bringing Dybala back in is actually something I would really like to do. As much as I like Mahrez, I do actually prefer Dybala. Mahrez is class, he really is, but Dybala is brilliant. I don't know, let me know. If you enjoyed this episode of The Road to Glory, do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until tomorrow, goodbye.